All right, so today we're going to talk about the contour detection fields and the region of interest with the SafeVisionary2. So I'm in SafeDesigner right now. I have found my SafeVisionary. I'm going to select it. So we're going to get into the monitoring settings tab. So I'm just going to go with arm detection today. That's a sufficient amount of field, protected field for me. But if you would like to go down to hand or out to leg and body, you'll be just fine with that as well. It just might change the accuracy slightly for the region of interest. Now we're going to go to mounting settings. You can see that I have a live view right here, and you want to match the floor of your environment to the floor right there. So you can see I'm a little bit high up, so I'm going to bring it down. You can see that's right where the floor connects, so I'm going to bring it right there. And you can also see the orientation of my scanner is pointing downwards, the same that it is in real life. Now I'm going to go to the calibration data. So I'm going to take a snapshot and add this reference contour. Right there, okay. So right now I have a reference contour of the environment, but my box actually isn't in the correct position. And so it's not going to pick it up if I were to put my cuboid in there. So I'm actually going to delete that because you need to have it in the right position. So you can see I have the tape on the ground right there. That's where I want my box to be. So now the box is in the correct location. I'm going to add that contour. Now it's taught in. So I'm going to go to my fields. And to start out, I'm going to add a field set and then add a field. You can see I could do a protective, a warning. This time I'm going to do a contour field. And so now you can see my full field of view right there. It's more than I need, but that's just fine. And now I'm going to add a cuboid in. So I'm going to drop that cuboid over this contour. So I'm actually going to go and I'm going to hit features and get that reference contour I just collected right there. And now I'm going to move this cuboid over the shape completely. It doesn't matter if it's the cuboid is a little bit bigger than your object. It just needs to fully detect the object inside the cuboid because that's the only contour we're looking for. So you can see right there, I come down just a little bit. And now I have fully encapsulated the object I'm looking for. So that one's good to go. One thing I am going to do is I'm just going to go to my tolerance. Now this is something that you can play around with for how exact you want it to be. If you want it to be very tight or if maybe you want a little bit of play. But you can actually see that I have a box higher up and then lower down as well. And that just means that it doesn't have to be perfect in there. I can have a little bit of tolerance, but you can make that as tight as you'd like. Now I'm going to set up the region of interest or ROI. So I'm just going to hit this add ROI set. You can do more than one of these, but right now for this example, I'm just going to do one. So you can see it show up in this black and white view. You can see I'm referencing the floor right there. Now I'm on top of the box. So I want to make sure I know when this box is in there. So you can see the floor is at about 1150 millimeters and the box is at 913 or so. So for this one, I'm going to go to features and get my tolerance, and I'm going to do smaller than 1,000. Again, you can change how accurate and close you want this to be, but I know that it's going to be less than 1,000 when I put the box in place. Now that we have all of that set up, we're going to go to inputs and outputs. You can see I already have an OSSD pair right there. I'm going to bring a second one in so I can treat them separately. And then also I'm going to bring in a monitoring. This is something I can use to send a signal to a stack light or something when the box is in position. So now we're going to monitoring cases. We're going to start with our contour detection field, drag that in, and now the region of interest. So when the contour detection field is fulfilled, I want OSSD1 to go off. When the region of interest is turned is in the right position, I want OSSD2 to go off. Also remember I have that monitoring result. Now I have 4 potential universal outputs. I'm going to go back here and say, okay, the one that I have is universal IO1. So I'm going to select 1. And if you're unsure, it should also give you an X if you try to select one that's not actually even possible, because we don't have that programmed in. So 1 is the correct one. We're going to go and transfer this over. Always make sure to verify. All right, we're good to go. So to determine if this is going to work, we're going to go to the data recorder. Pull the box out. So right now you can see that both signals are low. That means that neither of them are fulfilled. You can see my region of interest and then also the contour detection. So to start, I'm just going to turn on the region of interest. So that one's good. So you can see that it's actually going high right there, but our contour field is still low. So I'm going to push it into the contour part now. And that signal also goes high now. I'll take it out. You can see that the contour field is off, but we still have a high for our region of interest. And now the contacts go low. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to your MAE. Thank you.